Your reparations task force launching another round of two-day public hearings today. Fox 40's Karma Dickerson joining us now live in studio to explain how this meeting in particular comes with increased attention and also scrutiny. Karma.
Yes, Nikki, even more eyes on California's reparations task force. This is the group's first public meeting since the separate San Francisco task force made national headlines with the news that one of their draft proposals includes $5 million cash payments to descendants of Black American slaves. As of today, the state of California has not put a dollar amount on what they see as damages owed to Black Californians.
When you deliver your findings to the legislature on June 30th, you'll be stepping into uncharted waters. Never has any state government in 400 years of American history embarked on such an expansive effort of truth and reconciliation around the institution of slavery and its present-day effects.
Attorney General Rob Bonta briefly spoke during Wednesday's meeting of the California Reparations Task Force, where, as in the more than a dozen previous gatherings over the last year and a half, members of the public weighed in, hoping to help chart those waters.
I don't want to see, a lot of us don't want to see, no universal nothing in that final report. No race-based nothing in that final report.
The most common demand from speakers was reparations based on lineage, specifically geared toward descendants of Blacks enslaved in America, as opposed to proposals that cover all Black people, regardless of when they came to the U.S.
I would like you to fight more of the reparations myths and disinformation, especially what's on the web. And I think that people are getting confused what's happening in San Francisco to this California Reparations Task Force.
The reparations discussion in the city of San Francisco is separate from that of the state task force. California was not a slaveholding state, but the reparations task force is laying out what they see as specific damage to African Americans in California as a result of slavery. Those harms, according to the task force, continue to impact Black Californians in areas like health, mass incarceration and over-policing, housing discrimination, property seizures, and devaluation of Black businesses.
So as you all probably know, you all have made the news. The headline state it could cost California more than $800 billion to compensate Black residents.
I would say this is all premature.
One of the economic advisors on the task force says they are still trying to estimate dollars amounts of the harms to African Americans.
We're not necessarily suggesting that those losses are equal to the reparations. That is the task of the task force to determine.
So again, the task force has not recommended any dollar amounts. July 1st, though, is the deadline to submit a final report of those reparations recommendations. Then that goes to lawmakers to consider. Back to you.